What's up, everybody? Welcome to Lisa Upside Down. My name is Lisa, and today I have a vinyasa flow for you that focuses on targeting the hip flexors, inner thighs, hamstrings, as well as a little bit of tricep love. Today's vinyasa is open to everybody. It is an all levels flow, so anyone and everyone is more than welcome to come and play. Just remember while you're practicing to listen to my verbal cues for form and alignment, and listen to your own body for safety. Today's class is a hamstring class, so an optional prop would be a strap to bring your feet a little bit closer to you, as well as a set of blocks to bring the ground a little bit closer to you. I think that's it. If you are ready, grab some water, grab a towel. You might not need it, but you just might. Get down on your mat and get ready to have a great class. So today we're going to start stretching the hamstrings right off the bat. Right off the bat, we got those inner thighs. So I have a couple of options for you to start this out. You can take those blocks and you can stick them under your back to kind of open your chest out. What I'm looking for is your legs to be in this position, this butterfly position, Baddha Konasana. Okay, so soles of your feet together, and then you can drape yourself over these blocks. One block is going to go in between your shoulder blades, the other one is going to go under your head, and have your arms up best they'll go. It's like chest soreness and tricep soreness. So if you want to stretch out those triceps, if you have your blocks under your head, you can grab onto that top one and kind of start that stretch. You can hang out with your arms by your side. If this isn't going to work for you, what you can also do, if those legs aren't going to want to open this early in the morning, you can take these blocks to whatever height you would like, put your back completely on the ground, and then prop your legs up with those blocks, whichever height you would need to be able to hang out like so. And again, if you want to stretch those triceps, it's kind of a weird way to start, but you can start almost like you're about to go into a back bend with those hands under your shoulders and settle. So take a second to figure out where you need to be and then settle into that position. I know I give you a lot to chew already this morning. Start your watches, by the way, while you're futzing around. And find where you're going to lay. And the important part are those legs. I'm just trying to get those inner thighs and hip flexors woken up. And as always, try your best to tune all the things out. Once you've made it to your mat, the only thing that should matter right now is yourself and what you're doing in the present moment. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, just blow it all away. Open your mouth, part those lips. Let it go. And if anything comes creeping into your mind that doesn't belong right now, it doesn't serve you right this second on your mat, just acknowledge the thought. Thank it for coming and show it the door. Get rid of it for now. The nice big deep inhale in. Let everything go. And then just start to focus on your normal breathing through your nose, elongating inhales, matching exhales to inhales. Slowly, from whatever reclined position you have chosen, bring those arms up if they're not already. Bring them up over your head Giving your top half a nice morning stretch, reaching to that wall, reaching through the crown of your head to that wall, straightening everything out. Taking a big morning deep inhale. Maybe even kind of rock a little bit side to side. And then start to bring those hands up towards the ceiling. Bring your shoulders up towards the ceiling. So rounding your back and caving in your chest a little. And then take your shoulders down to the ground. So now you're pushing your chest towards the ceiling. Just start to move those shoulder joints. Maybe roll them out a little bit, one at a time. Good. And slowly bring those hands to the ground. Start to gracefully push your way up, finding that Baddha Konasana, just butterfly pose. And again, if it's a little much already, you can take those blocks and stick them beside your knees and under. Good. Finding this position, just bring your chest forward. Start to really push your knees to the ground or into those blocks is fine. And bring that chest forward. And start to ease down, opening up those muscles, opening up those hip flexors. Good. Crown of your head comes back to the ceiling, sitting nice and straight. You're going to take your right leg out to the side. So find your Janu Shirshasana. Finding this position, you can take it all the way out to the side if you'd like. And as you come forward, you'll find that stretch in that hamstring muscle, the inside of that inner thigh, that right side. There's a lot of deep hamstring today. So if you want these blocks, and just kind of hang out with block hands all morning, just to bring the ground a little bit closer to you, so it's a little bit more accessible. You can do that. Take your hands or your block hands over towards that right leg. Just give it a little bit of a stretch. Good. Sitting nice and straight, straighten yourself up and bring that right heel forward on your mat. Left knee comes up, hops over to the right side of that right leg. Right arm goes up and hooks to the outside of that left leg, finding that Marichyasana 3. Flexing out your foot. If you want to bend this front right knee, you can go ahead and put it under, but it's early, so this is all I'm looking for. Make sure you have your tailbone plugged into the ground, crown of your head all the way up to the ceiling, sitting up nice and straight, nice and tall, nice and proud. Flexing out that right foot. Your gaze is over that back shoulder. Starting to stretch out that glute muscle on the left side. Waking up your spine. Good. And slowly release back into center. And grab onto this left leg. And it's a lot this morning. Try and cuddle onto that foot. Right here. You can rock it back and forth, side to side. If this isn't accessible yet, you can bring that leg and foot all the way down to that thigh. And just start to stretch out that glute muscle that way. Good. All right, take that left foot down to the ground, finding this position. Holding on to that left shin, you're going to take yourself all the way onto your back and find this wind release pose. One of my favorites, if you couldn't tell. All right, flexing out both feet, all 10 toes to the ceiling. Making sure you're really hugging that shin and that knee to the side of your torso into that left armpit. Now, for inner thigh stretch, you can take that leg out even more to the left side of your body. And feel a stretch in your obliques on the right side, your hip flexor on the right side, your inner thigh on the left. Or you can hang out with that knee into your armpit. Good. Slowly bring the back of your head off the ground, tucking your chin into your chest. Give yourself that really tight compression on the left side. Make sure both feet are still flexed, 10 toes towards the ceiling. And release the back of your head back down to the ground, taking this left leg over to the right side of your body. Give yourself a little bit of a spinal twist. With these spinal twists, because there's more than one today, if you want to bring this block to under that knee, so on the other side it would look like this, or look like this, feel free. If that ground just can't get close enough for you, absolutely bring the blocks into play. Good. Bring yourself back into center, but don't lose that left leg. Straighten out that left leg. If you would like a strap to bring your foot closer to you, or if you can manage to reach the peace fingers into that big toe, open it up. Nice straight leg over to the left side. As you're doing this, you want both sits bones on the ground, trying to keep your hips square to the ceiling. Just opening up that body. And again, if that's a lot for this morning, you can bring those blocks to that leg, bring that strap to that foot, and open it up this way. Breathe into that inner thigh, flexing out that right foot still. Yeah. Slowly bring that left foot all the way up into center, and then take it over to the right side of your body. Got a lot going on over here on this mat. Same idea. If you want those blocks to help hold that foot up, you can bring those blocks and just rest your foot on those blocks. You can hold that foot with a strap, getting the outside hamstring of that left leg. And beautiful. Good. Bring that left foot up to the ceiling, bend it back down, and start to pull yourself up using the same method that you got down, using that one shin. Perfect. All right. This leg goes out nice and straight. And bring that right knee into your chest and let the right knee go to the right side. Janu on the other side. So taking that left foot over to the left a little bit. You can start stretching towards that leg or towards the front, bending out that right knee. If you were down the center, maybe you go towards that foot now. Okay. Slowly back yourself up and take that right knee up towards the ceiling. Hop it over to the left side. Left arm goes up to the ceiling and hook that left elbow to the outside of that right knee, sitting up nice and tall. Plugging that tailbone into the ground, get your shoulders away from your ears, chest forward, crown of your head to the ceiling, flexing out that left foot, or if you prefer in your Marichasanas to bend your knee, you can. Gazes over that back shoulder, sit up nice and tall, breathe into that twist, open up that right glute muscle. And release. Coming back into center, grabbing onto that right leg, if it'll come to you. Just start to rock from side to side. The more you rock towards the left, the more you're going to open up that right glute muscle. All the things are sore. Slowly release yourself, bringing that right foot to the inside of that left knee. Grabbing onto that shin and rolling yourself back onto your back, finding that wind release pose on the opposite side. Flexing both feet, all 10 toes towards the ceiling, taking that right knee into your right armpit. If you want a little bit more of an inner thigh stretch, you can take that right leg down towards the right side of your mat. keeping your hips square to the ceiling, shoulders square to the ceiling. If you chose to open up that inner thigh and take that right knee out to the right, bring it back into your armpit and slowly take the back of your head up off the ground, taking your chin to your chest, all 10 toes still towards the ceiling. Finding this compression on the right side. And release the back of your head back down to the ground. Instead, they take that right leg over to the left side of your mat, finding this little supine twist. Again, with those blocks, use them if you need them. Right. Slowly roll your waist back onto your back and kick that right heel to the ceiling. Grab your strap, wrap it around that foot if it needs to come closer, or peace fingers in between the big toe and the second toe, and then open up that right leg to the right side. Silly garage door over here. If you want those blocks to help hold that leg up, flex out that left foot. Feel the burn, feel the stretch. Oy, oy, oy. And slowly take that right foot back up to the ceiling. Switch sides, holding onto that foot with that left hand, and bring yourself down to a straight-legged supine twist. Still flexing both feet. If it's a lot, you can let that foot go with your hand. Just kind of hang out with those feet on a block or two. Gazes over your right shoulder. Good. Slowly bring yourself back up into center, bending out that right knee, and rock yourself up. Finding Dandasana just for a moment. Bring that chest forward and down. Chin towards your toes, keeping your spine nice and straight. And release. Taking crown of your head all the way up to the ceiling. Crossing those ankles and finding yourself in child's pose. And all the way down. Get yourself nice and high on those fingertips. You can rock your torso from side to side, stretching out those shoulders. Just for a moment. Maybe you rock your forehead on the mat from side to side. And release. Bring yourself up, grabbing onto your blocks for the tricep stretch. So you're going to take these blocks up nice and high. Okay, they're this way, not this way, this way. You're going to take the backs of your arms onto these blocks. So elbows down on the blocks. And come back into that child's pose. What you're doing with your hands is you're going to take your hands back towards your shoulders. And as you do this, you're going to feel that stretch in your triceps. And after yesterday, just enjoy. The more you pull your forehead towards the ground, the more you're going to stretch out those triceps. It can kind of be a lot on the shoulder, so take it easy. You can start to kind of wiggle your body, your torso from side to side a little bit, finding where that stretch works for you. It doesn't pinch that shoulder. Good. Come up slightly, keeping those blocks exactly where they are, and taking that right foot out to a half puppy pose. Okay? You're coming back down to that tricep stretch. And you're not going into a half puppy where your hips are going to be over your knee. You're going to rock yourself back. Okay? So you're going to kind of almost sit on this heel just so that you can get down low enough to accomplish both ends of this stretch. So you have the stretch on the inside of that right hamstring. Your right toes are towards the ceiling. Your glutes are towards that left heel. And you're still stretching those triceps. Just release those muscles. Good. Slowly bring yourself all the way up, finding your hands under your shoulders. And then take yourself over to the left, finding that supported side plank. So once you find the supported side plank, you can grab onto that foot behind you. And I usually go up, stretching your hip flexor. You can go up if you'd like, but really I'm looking for quad stretch. So what I'm doing back here is I'm just pulling so that my leg is parallel to the ground. I'm just pulling my quad open. So it's a little bit different, not by much. Flexing out that right foot is going to give you a little bit more of that quad stretch that I'm looking for. And if you'd like to switch it up and take it into that hip flexor, you can. Good. Release that leg, taking that right foot back down to the ground and finding your gate pose. Taking that left arm up and over to the right side. Good. You're in between two panes of glass as always. Finding this position. Good. And release. Bring yourself all the way back up. Hands come down to the ground. Doing something a little bit different. So you might want your blocks close by. Maybe you stack them up a little bit higher. We'll check what we're doing first. Okay, we're going to thread the needle with this leg out to the side. Trust me, we're good for it. All right, right leg's out. So right arm goes up. Inhale that arm all the way up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're going to thread the needle under your left side. But you can take these blocks under your shoulder so that the ground's not quite as far away. But you just want this little bit of a threaded needle stretch. If you have the blocks under you, it might look something like this. It might just look like this when you're reaching over to that left side. If you can get that shoulder all the way to the ground, it could look all the way to here. Okay. You're just trying to really stretch that inside hamstring, the inner thigh of that right leg. Good. Wherever you are, bring yourself back up. Inhaling yourself out of that threaded needle, right fingertips to the ceiling, and back down. Good. Follow it with that right knee and switch sides. Take that leg out to the left and find that tricep stretch again with that left leg out to the side. Your hips are down towards that right heel, and you've rocked those left toes up to the ceiling. Good. Slowly release yourself back up, pushing yourself up onto your hands. Maybe you move those blocks out of the way. Maybe you don't. Find that supported side plank right here on the left. Good. Coming into that quad stretch. And again, you can grab the inside of your foot and give yourself a little bit of inner thigh. Or you can grab that foot, the top of your foot from the outside, flex that left foot, and bring that heel to your glute. The further back you go, taking your chest forward, knee back, where you're going to feel that quad stretch for you. Breathe into the stretch, release your muscles, quit tensing. If you're taking this quad stretch and you do want to take it into that inner thigh, go ahead. Wherever you are, release. Find that supported side plank and bring yourself up and over. Take it into gate. Inhale those arms up, exhale to the left. Good. Bring yourself back up, crowning your head to the ceiling, and then hands come down. All right, set yourself up for that threaded needle on the other side. If you use those blocks, get them where you want them. Inhale those left fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale, take that right side spin. Okay, so they can come onto the block. They could just kind of hang out to the side, or you can bring yourself all the way down. Whatever works for your body. Gotta give you bus stops. You can get off at any point. Wherever you are, bring those left fingertips up to the ceiling, inhaling them up. And those are my right fingertips, by the way. I was just checking. These are my left ones. They come all the way up to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale back down. Yay. Take that knee down to the ground. Find your tabletop position. Tuck your toes and bring yourself into your first down dog. Already almost a half hour in. Walk yourself left, right, right, left. Twist your torso in this down dog and elongate your obliques. So kind of spin, taking your hips down to one side, keeping your shoulders as square as they'll be with the kind of a hip twist, opening up your obliques. And a couple of those. Maybe you take normal down dog, pushing your heels to the ground, taking your chest to your quads. Just wiggle around and find what stretch feels good in your down dog. All right, ready? Slight bend in your knees, hop, skip, jump, or step to the top of your mat, and roll yourself up nice and slow. We're standing. Roll those shoulders back. Inhale, grab up and light. Exhale, cactus those elbows back. Make sure you keep your tailbone anchored to the ground. Inhale, grab up and light. And exhale, forward fold. Just hit myself in the nose. Take yourself all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Hop, skip, jump, or step into that plank position. Reset your breath. And exhale, and chaturanga. If you need your knees to come down, so that you can keep that form nice and proud in that chaturanga, so be it. Inhale on a cobra or an up dog, and exhale yourself back down to that down dog. Slight bend in your knees, hop, skip, jump, or step to the top of your mat and roll yourself up. Good. Shoulders come back, palms come forward. Inhale, grab love and light. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, grab it. Exhale, pass it through your own heart center as you forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Hop, skip, jump, or step, taking into that plank position. What I meant by knees in a chaturanga is take those knees down, find that good form until your belly is on the ground. Inhale through cobra or up dog. And exhale, find that down dog. One more. Side bend in your knees, hop, skip, jump, or step to the top of your mat. Roll yourself up nice and slow. Shoulders roll back. Your beautiful face. It's the last thing that comes up. Inhale, grab lemon light. Exhale, cactus. Good. Inhale, Grab lovingly. Exhale, forward fold, take it with you. Inhale, lifting up halfway out of Uttanasana. Exhale, hands come down. Hop, skip, jump, or step. Find that plank position, reset your breath. And exhale down through Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. And exhale yourself back to Down Dog. Slight bend in your knees. Hop, skip, jump, or step to the top of your mat, finding that Tadasana. Roll yourself up, please. Good. Palms forward. All right. Pick your toes up off the ground. Legs are hip distance apart. And slowly drop your toes one at a time from your pinky toe to your big toe. They're nice and spread. Give everybody room. Toes. Right? Good. Find your base. And you want to land on that right leg. Bring this left knee up. And grab onto that shin. Pull your chest forward. You can even take a slight little backward lean with it. Steady your base in that right foot. Oh, my garbage man came late. Darn it. All right. You can stay right here. Yeah. Or you can take this left knee out to the left side, finding that Captain Morgan stance. I don't know what else to call it. Good. You want to pull your tailbone down. So you want to make sure that you're not twerking back here like so. Okay. Find that tilt. Correct it. Take your tailbone. Imagine it's an anchor all the way down to the floor. Yeah, we'll go right up here. Good. Bring that knee back into center. Grab onto that shin. And then slowly, what is wrong with my balance today? Slowly, bring that leg all the way back and find your crescent pose. Good. Find this crescent pose first, reaching those hands all the way up to the ceiling. If you're wonky and unstable, like I am today for some reason, you can take your legs out nice and wide and find wider train tracks. Okay, you don't have to be on a balance beam. Okay, finding this crescent pose, nice big deep inhale in. And take those hands to the ground. You can re-engage project block hands if you want to. And take your block hands down to the ground. Bring the ground closer to you, finding this runner's lunge. Tighten up your core. Make sure you're not laying on that thigh. Okay. Slowly straighten out that right leg. Take you into that intense side stretch. As you do, you're going to change your tailbone's direction from being down towards the ground, right, to up in the air. Okay, you want to push that tailbone up in the air to really lengthen this right hamstring in the back. Hips are square to the front. And now you got options with these feet. Okay, that back heel can be up, it can be down. Front right toes can be down, or they could be up. Find your intense side stretch. What I am looking for is that straight spine the entire time. If you want a little bit more love for that hamstring, you can take that straight spine down to your thigh. Second, you round that back and you drop that tailbone, you take it out of your hamstring. So find this position. Good. You can drop the blocks or take it with you. We're going to walk our hands towards the left, finding your wide leg forward fold. So you're going to pivot on your heel and toe until you find the position. Toes are slightly in. Okay. Heels slightly out. Just to the point where they're literally straight ahead, but not out to the side. All right. Tailbone comes up to the ceiling. Once again, stretching out those hamstrings. If you can, grab on to your toes with your peace fingers. Let's do it. If not, and you have block hands, that's okay. Keep your block hands. Okay. If you're grabbing onto your toes, bring the crown of your head to the floor. If you have your block hands, keep your back straight. Okay. Now that you're upside down, engage your quads. pull on your toes. Pull the crown of your head to the ground. If the crown of your head is hitting the ground, what you can do is you can shorten the distance between your 2 feet, pulling it into not as wide of a wide leg forward fold. And then you should have clearance. Still pulling on those toes, engaging those quads, and feel the hamstrings engage and tighten. By default, whole upper leg. Good. Release those toes, take those hands down to the ground. Bend your knees, bring your heels in slightly, and find your goddess pose. Sit down low. You want this to be straight, parallel to the ground. Okay? Sit down nice and low. Good. Take those hands straight down to your thighs. You got a little bit of a twist here. So inhale in, and as you exhale, you're going to push that left thigh back, taking that left shoulder into the center in between your legs. Exhale completely. As you inhale, you're going to bring yourself back up through center, and as you exhale, you're going to push that right knee back behind you, taking that right shoulder all the way down. Inhaling in through center, and exhaling, switching sides, and taking a couple breathers, couple side to side just for you. I'm not going to tell you how to breathe or when to breathe. I'll tell you how all day, but I won't tell you when. You move at your own pace. Leading with that shoulder, pushing your heels into the ground. You got one more. Deep inhale. Exhale. I lie. One more. Should have said one more per side. Exhale down. Inhaling yourself back into center. Find your goddess pose. Pivoting on your toes. Bring those heels back. Straighten out your legs. Forward fold. All the way down. Good. Take those hands, wherever they are, and walk them back over to the right side. Normally I spin you around, not today. Okay. If you have block hands, cool. You want something on the ground because you're going to lift this back left leg up, not warrior 3. Your hands are on the ground, and just slowly lower it all the way, finding that Uttanasana. Then to that Ardha Uttanasana, a straight spine. Exhale, back down, Uttanasana. Roll yourself up nice and slow. Finding Tadasana. Good. Inhale. Grab love and light. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, grab it. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Hop, skip, jump, or step back into that plank pose. Reset your breath so that you have an exhale when you're chaturanga-ing. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back down. Find that down dog. Slight bend in your knees. Hop, skip, jump, or step to the top of your mat. Roll yourself up. Find that Tadasana. Good. Shoulders back, palms forward. Heel toe yourself out to hip distance if you're not already. Spread those toes. You don't have to go through the whole rigmarole. Just give them space. And settle on that left leg, pulling up your right. Flexing out that right foot, grabbing onto that right shin. You can pull yourself backward if you want a little bit of a lean. And find that Captain Morgan stance. Nice bent leg. Flex that foot. Find stillness. Good. Find your center, grabbing onto that shin with both hands. And slow release, taking yourself back, finding that crescent pose. Hands come all the way up to the ceiling. Front knee is over that front heel or ankle. Widen out as far as you're going to want to or need to keep your balance. Deep inhale in. Reach those fingers all the way up to the ceiling. As you exhale, find that runner's lunge. Hands come down. Tighten up your core with this nice long right side. You're going to find that stretch in those flexed obliques, right? Pulling that chest forward. That right hip flexor getting a nice stretch right there. Make sure you're not laying on your thigh. And then straighten out that front left leg. Same idea as the other side. Your back heel can be up, your back heel can be down, your front toes can be down, your front toes can be up. Wherever you are, find that straight spine. And that's all I'm looking for. If you want to take it down, bring that tailbone up to the ceiling, take that torso down to the ground. Hips are square to the front of your mat. Finding that intense side stretch. Good, and slowly walk your hands to the right side, finding that wide leg forward fold. We were already here already, so we're not going to spend too much time. Just take that left hand in front of your right foot. Right hand comes all the way up to the ceiling. Maybe it comes to the left side of the room. Find a little bit of a twist. And release. Taking yourself to the other side. Right hand in front of left foot. Left hand comes up to the ceiling. Maybe comes to the right side of the room. Maybe finds your right hip crease. Pull that shoulder away from your ear. Good. Release. Taking yourself back into that wide leg forward fold. And from here, take that straight spine. If you've got block hands, and this is where we're at, you hang out right there, baby doll. If your hands are on the ground, take those hands back all the way behind you. See where you can walk those hands to. From here, bring your weight into your toes. If you're back in between your legs, you can bring that gaze up to the ceiling. Find whatever pull you need to satisfy that hamstring stretch for you. Good. Release. All the way back into that straight backed forward fold. And walk your hands back towards the left side. You find that intense side stretch. Slowly lift that right leg up off the ground. Just find this little supported warrior three. And then take your foot back down to meet the other one. Find that Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting halfway out of Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Hands come down to the mat. Hop, skip, jump, or step. Back into that plank pose. Bring yourself forward and down on an exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Down Dog. All right. Right leg rises up. Bend that knee and start to rotate out that right hip joint. Stretching out that hip flexor as if it hasn't been stretched enough already today. Flex out that foot, maybe rotate out your ankle, move all the things on that right side. And then find that good form in that three-legged down dog. Push the ground away through the heels of your hands. Straighten out and square your hips to the mat, shoulders to the mat. Inhale that right knee to your nose. Exhale, land that right foot in between your hands. Cartwheel yourself up, find warrior two. Good. Inhale that front palm up and all the way to the ceiling. And as you exhale, come down into that exalted warrior. You can take that left hand, slide it down your leg, or take that bind with it. Make sure you have that form. Okay. Front knee over that front heel, dropping that tailbone like an anchor. Make sure you're not all kinds of forward. Good. Inhale through warrior two. Exhale, exalted warrior. Good. You want those fingertips pointed to that top corner of the right side of the room. So you want a straight line from your heel to your fingers. Your arm can rest on your thigh. If you'd like, you can take it down to your instep, but that's not what we're focusing on today, right? Deep inhale, take yourself back to warrior two. Okay, we have an odd transition, so bear with me. Follow me. I'm going to take this right heel back. You are now in a side lunge. Okay, you're going to take this side lunge all the way down. Left toes are going to come to the ceiling and find low side lunge. Good. Take this right arm and hook it in front of that right leg. If you can go for that bind behind your right leg, go for it. If low lunge, if you're bound, stay there. If your low lunge is just not a thing, you can take those blocks. You can sit. You can still get this stretch. Open up that leg, sitting on these blocks, hold your chest open. Okay? You get the same stretch, just a little different. Right? But find it if you can. Release those hands if you were bound, and walk your fingers and your whole body, spiders, over to the left. Same idea. If your blocks were over there, you can take those blocks, put them under your rooney, and open up that chest, okay? If you like that bind, take it. Grabbing everything behind you, right toes to the ceiling. Good. Okay, release, taking those hands to the ground. This foot is going to come back so that's parallel to the top of your mat. Okay, you have this side lunge. Work yourself back up into that side lunge. Arms come out, warrior two arms. And then you're going to pivot that front foot forward. So you're in warrior two, other side. Okay, good. Inhale, grab love and light, straighten out that leg. Exhale, back down. All right, pivot this heel, coming back into that side lunge, and take it all the way down. All right, we're not binding this time, we're just staying low. If the low lunge isn't working for these little shifts back and forth, you can shift it from side lunge to side lunge. You stay up here, okay? But if you're down here, you're down here. All right, shift yourself to the right. Find that low lunge. Good. Pivot this left foot down. Find that side lunge. Pivot this front foot. Find warrior two. Good. Inhale, grab love and light. Exhale, warrior two. Again, find that heel back to the back of the room. Find that side lunge. Find that low side lunge. Shift to the left. Find that side lunge. Find warrior two. Inhale, grab love and light. Exhale, back down. Good. One more per side. So find that side lunge, shifting that heel back, all the way down. Low side lunge. Good. Shift to the right. Up you go. Side lunge. And warrior two. Inhale. Grab love and light. Exhale, back down. Last shift. All right. So figure it out. Figure out that side lunge. Take yourself all the way down. Low side lunge. Shift to the left. Good. Find that side lunge. Find warrior two. Good. Inhale, front palm up, and exalt that warrior. Now to the left. Depending on how you have your mat facing, you might not be facing me anymore, and that's okay. You know what you did on the other side. You exalted that warrior. Keeping that nice form, drop that tailbone. Good. Inhale back, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Okay. Left arm could be on that thigh. Make sure you're not dumping your pelvis into the center, okay? Zip it up. Bring those fingertips up to that top corner of the left side of the room. Perfect. Inhale, back, warrior two. And one more for good measure. Inhale, grabbing level night. Exhale, back down, warrior two. Inhale in. And exhale. Find that slight runner's lunge just for a moment before you kick that left foot all the way back, finding that three-legged down dog. Open up that hip because you haven't gotten a chance to do it on this side. Rotate out that hip joint on the left. Maybe rotate out that ankle. Whatever you feel you need. Good. And then finally come down to that down dog. Shift yourself forward, finding that plank position. Exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale back down, find that down dog. It's like bending your knees, hop, skip, jump, or step to the top of your mat. Staying in this Uttanasana, heel toe your feet out to hip distance apart, grabbing opposite elbows, finding that ragdoll position. Shake your head yes, shake your head no's. Let everything fall at the crown of your head. Just relax, finding ragdoll. Good. Bring your hands down to the ground, pulling your torso up slightly, just so you can get your toes out, heels in. And bring yourself all the way down, find that Malasana. You're towards the end. You're almost there. All right, finding Malasana. If this is Malasana for you today, that's okay. Just as long as you're squatted down as low as you can without hurting your knees. Right hand comes up and in front of that right leg. You can hang out right here, or you can take that left arm back and find that noose pose. You already did this in our little spider shifts from side to side. But one more never hurt nobody, right? Good. If you are bound in this noose pose, keep your chest up. Try not to drop that chest all the way to the ground. I'd like you to have good form. So if the bind isn't working, you're like, but I can touch my other hand. No, grab it here and open up that chest. Okay, I want your chest up, not down. So up here. All right, exhale, release, and take it to the other side. Figure eight that left arm in front of your left thigh. Pull that chest up and open. Same idea. If your chest is down low so that you can bind, release the bind, and instead open yourself up this direction. Just with that gangsta lean. Good. Bring yourself back into center. Sit down and take the soles of your feet back together, finishing the way we started in that Baddha Konasana. Chest forward. And think back to roughly an hour ago where your knees were in this position when we started. I know mine are way closer to the ground. Like that stretch, opening up those hip flexors, a groin muscle. Chest forward, you're leading with your chest, your chin, your open collarbone to lean it forward all the way down. Good. Slowly release yourself back into center. Take those knees and put them together finally. Release those inner thighs. Okay. Roll yourself onto your back all the way down. Bring those knees over to your right side, giving yourself a supine twist. Just release. Let your legs go together, releasing that glute. Now, if you're in this supine twist and you want a little bit more of a stretch for your glute muscle, you can straighten out your legs if your surroundings permit it. Mine don't because there's a garage door. But if you straighten out that leg, especially that top left leg, you're going to feel it in that outside hamstring and your glute muscle. Good. Bring those knees up and over to the opposite side. Same idea. If you want to straighten out that front top leg, you can get a little bit last minute stretchies for the outside of that hamstring, that glute muscle. Good. Bring yourself back into center, and now you have options. You can hang out here in this little hug. You can take yourself into happy baby, but my hip flexors have had enough of that. Or you can take one leg down straight, kind of like a wind release, kind of like a reclined pigeon. If you can grab onto that foot, if you want the strap, you can. Just kind of give it a little bit of a twist. Don't torque your knee. You're just trying to get that outside of that right glute muscle. One last time. Your left leg is out long and strong. If you chose this option, if you're doing a happy baby, you do you, boo. Roll around. Whatever makes you happy. If you're in this reclined pigeon-ish pose, release that right foot down to the ground and grab your left. Same idea. A little bit of rock back and forth like we do when we're seated. When I had you grab your leg and rockabye baby it. Good. Release all the way back down, all the way down to the ground. Find your Shavasana. Now you can take Shavasana a number of ways, whatever you're most comfortable with, obviously is the answer. You can find that same position that we had when we started. If you want to take the open chest move, you can take it into Sukhasana. If your hip flexors have had enough of Badu today, and hold yourself here. This is nice for that chest opener. It's a nice way to end. If you want to do legs up a wall, it's up to you. Find whatever works for your Shavasana and settle. Deep inhale in. Exhale and let it go. Everything that happened in class. Let go of any muscle tension your body's holding on to. Any expectations, any regrets, let it go. Start to wiggle out your fingers and your toes. Only now your wrists. and your ankles. Rocking your hips from side to side on the move. Shaking your head no. Slowly bringing life back into your body back to life. Roll yourself over to your right side, leaving the pressure off of your heart, taking you into that fetal position, and linger just for a moment. Push yourself all the way up, finding that Sukhasana. And for the last time in class today, grab all the love and the light in the room and pull it down into your own heart center and bow your head in appreciation for yourself and for your practice. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Please enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and the rest of your life. Namaste.